Hi everyone, I'm Bita Delisi, and in this video we're going to talk about what buyers need to know when they are assuming a tenant. Oftentimes, buyers who are exploring the options of getting their feet wet and becoming landlords often call us for information regarding what can they do when they're assuming a tenancy, or what happens. Can they increase the rent? Can they separate the utilities from the rent? What can they do? Firstly, what all landlords, whether you're a new landlord or a veteran landlord, you need to understand that there are risks involved in owning rental properties. And non-payment of rent is just the tip of the iceberg, because there are other risks involved as well. As mentioned, non-payment of rent, there's a late payment of rent, there's damages, there's the tenant bringing other occupants, guests, roommates, visitors without the permission of the landlord. There are damages or extensive damages. There may be tenants who are not cooperating when the landlord wants to sell the property. All of these risks should be taken into account when a buyer wants to become a landlord. Now, here's what buyers need to know when they're assuming a tenant. Number one, you cannot increase the rent to market value. So if you're purchasing a property that has rent that's way below market value, you cannot increase the rent. The only thing that changes when the buyer steps into the shoes of a seller/landlord is to whom that rent is payable to and where it's sent. That is it. You cannot sign a new lease. So whether that tenant has been in the property for 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, you cannot have them sign a new lease. In fact, they can refuse. Even if they agree to signing a new lease, the original lease takes precedence. And number three, you cannot remove an amenity or a service. Here's what you have to think about. If the tenant has a secondary parking spot, you cannot remove a service or an amenity. You can't say that, oh, because this is a second parking spot, you now owe me a payment for it. No, that tenancy continues even if the landlord sells the property, because covenants that run with the land continue after the buyer purchases a property. I hope you found this video informative. If you have any questions, call us first.